Olá, estamos iniciando o programa IAgora Entrevista dedicado a explorar os caminhos e desafios da inteligência artificial. Hoje, nós temos a honra de receber o professor Tan Seng Chee, Associate Dean de Desenvolvimento Profissional e Liderança e Associate Professor no National Institute of Education em Singapura, um dos institutos mais renomados do mundo no que diz respeito à formação de professores. É um prazer tê-lo conosco, professor Tan. It's a pleasure to have you with us, Professor Tan.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you.
So, Professor Tan, how do you see artificial intelligence transforming the future of learning in schools?
Well, the introduction of ChatGPT in November 2022 marked a very critical moment of change and disruption. And following the introduction of ChatGPT, many other large language models and generative AI were introduced into the market. And this generative AI are disruptive technologies for at least three reasons. One, they're accessible to all. These AI tools are accessible to many users, including teachers and students. Two, the natural language interaction, they can interact with users using natural language and are tolerant of even typo errors. And three, they can do beyond search engines. They're more powerful than search engines because they can compose text or other media artifacts. They hold promises to transform the ways of teaching and learning. And you ask how AI can transform the future of learning. I like the word transform. It means not just minor tweaks or marginal improvements, but to reimagine how we teach and learn. So in the context of teaching and learning, it means AI or artificial intelligence is not used merely to make the process of learning faster or more efficient, but to offer new ways of teaching and learning that have a positive impact on students. And by positive impact, I don't mean just in terms of helping learners acquire knowledge, but to empower the learners, such as developing their agency or ownership in learning. And one immediate change I can see is that if teaching and learning in school is just about transmitting knowledge, this process can be easily augmented or replaced by AI because the access to explanation and resources is now made easily available through AI. And the dialogue AI even allows one to probe further to some extent. So if students have access to generative AI, do teachers now try to compete with AI? I think the competition is not between humans and AI. That's only partly true. The more critical competition is between human teachers or human students who know how to use AI to their advantage and to do so safely and ethically versus those who do not. In short, people who know how to use AI productively and responsibly will use it to empower the teaching and learning beyond just transmitting knowledge.
Oh, that's so inspiring, Professor. That's exactly the same way I think that really the big change will be who knows how to use responsibly AI and who does not know it, and it will be a great have a great impact on our education. So, considering your studies that focus on educational technology, how do you think AI can support these aspects of student development?
Well, I think artificial intelligence has been used in several ways for students' learning, and I would like to classify them into three broad categories: learning from AI, learning about AI, and learning with AI. So learning from AI includes applications like intelligent tutoring systems, where AI helps to play the role of a tutor, helping students to learn a topic or learn a skill. And this is maybe one of the most common applications of using AI for learning. Learning about AI includes developing AI literacy, that is, developing an understanding of what AI is, how AI works, and how AI can help us in teaching and learning. And it helps to develop AI readiness, which goes beyond literacy and includes developing appropriate attitudes and realistic expectations of what AI can do or AI cannot do, so that we are ready to harness the power of AI in positive ways. And learning with AI is different from learning from AI because the focus is not on providing the content, but supporting the students in their learning. And there are many ways that this can be achieved. So for instance, in a collaborative learning setting, AI can be used to help learners summarize the key ideas that the group has discussed and even suggest new ideas that the group has not discussed. In this way, help the students expand their perspective and facilitate their collaborative learning. Learning with AI can also take the form of providing feedback to the students, and they can use the feedback for reflection and to practice self-regulation of learning. But the key principle is that students must retain the agency and critical process of the learning. That is, the students are responsible for their own learning, and AI helps to enhance this process of learning.
Marvelous. And I would add that maybe we could learn beyond AI.
That's a good point.
Yes, I was just thinking about that. Very nice. Thank you so much for your collaboration. So during your time in leadership positions, you have led many innovative initiatives. So what were some of the most impactful projects, and how did technology play a role on these projects that you have been engaged in?
One of the projects that I've been working on for actually more than 20 years is the use of technology to support students in the development of knowledge building capacity. It is an approach that leverages students' agency in conducting a collaborative inquiry, in jointly seeking the answers to the inquiry, and more importantly, in the collective iterative improvement of their ideas. It is about creating an environment conducive to students' exploration and understanding of the concepts or the phenomena around them, and for them to jointly develop their knowledge around these concepts or phenomena. So besides working with schools, my colleagues actually organize knowledge building design studios at least twice a year. And in these design studios, students from different levels, different schools come together to form teams to identify issues related to sustainability and jointly develop the ideas on how to tackle these issues. And I think knowledge building is impactful because it is a feed-forward approach where the participants are always thinking about better ways to do things, better ways to explain something. And technology play a critical role in this process because the foundational layer of technology that supports knowledge building is an online forum called Knowledge Forum. It is one example of learning with AI or learning with technology. And this online forum plays many critical roles. For instance, it provides a platform for students to concretize the ideas using text, using images. It provides a platform for them to share ideas, to interact with one another, to improve their ideas, and to capture all these interactions to form a historical record of how the ideas have developed. And building on this foundational layer of technology, the international knowledge building community is now coming together to also develop AI technologies that can be integrated to support students' learning.
Wonderful. Can you share some examples of successful integration of AI in educational environments that you have seen or participated in, please?
Yes, so one of the projects that I participated in is related to knowledge building that I just mentioned. So we developed this application called Knowledge Building Learning Companion for Teachers. And this knowledge building learning companion for teachers is a form of support to teachers as they go through the process of designing and implementing knowledge building in classroom. It is like a sounding board that provides personalized and individualized support to teachers who want to inquire deeper into the knowledge building principles and to guide the design of knowledge building lessons and to review all these lesson designs so that they can anticipate kind of implementation challenges. To develop this learning companion for teachers, we use prompts to engineer the desired interaction with the generative AI, and using retrieval augmented generation technique or RAG, RAG. The responses from the knowledge building learning companion for teachers were grounded using knowledge base of critical literature and also a database of common knowledge building implementation challenges, and they were distilled from the literature. So this knowledge building learning companion for teachers is now currently being used by graduate students in my university, by in-service teachers attending knowledge building learning events, by teachers attending professional development workshops, and by in-service teachers working in local schools. We're beginning to study this phenomenon here, starting with few teachers using it for their personal ideation, for their design and refinement of knowledge building, lesson planning, and implementation. And we're going to scale up by involving more teachers learning from this small group of teachers.
Wow, that's wonderful. I think we do need that in Brazil. And tell me, this is available through an app or it's available online? It's available only for Singapore, or we can access that as well in Brazil? How is it like?
Yeah, it's accessible through School AI platform. I can send the link.
Oh, please. That would be wonderful for us to have an idea how that we can make something similar in our country. Perfect. Thank you so much and congratulations for this wonderful work. So what do you see as the main challenges in implementing AI in education, and how could they be overcome?
Well, I think there are several challenges, including, for instance, AI literacy and AI readiness for both students, teachers, and institutions. That's challenge number one. Challenge number two is pedagogical applications of AI for education. And challenge number three, I think, is rapid advancement of AI technologies. So challenge number one is AI literacy, and this includes the knowledge and skills of a person to understand how AI works and to be able to evaluate AI systems and tools in a safe, to use them in a safe and ethical manner. And to achieve this, I think we need professional development teachers and programs to help students to learn about AI. I mentioned also about AI readiness. It's about how prepared a person or organization is to adopt AI and to harness the values of AI for various purposes. AI readiness of persons beyond their literacy, as I mentioned earlier, but include developing the attitudes and having a realistic expectations of what AI can do or cannot do. AI readiness of an organization, on the other hand, requires a development of culture to harness the values of AI in a safe and responsible way for the whole organization. Going to the second challenge, pedagogical applications of AI for education. The design of AI for teaching and learning needs to be underpinned by pedagogical principles. If not, we will not be able to explore the transformative power of AI for teaching and learning. And it requires us to examine the nature of learning. And learning is not simply just acquiring knowledge through tutoring. Learning can also occur through dialogues, through discussion, through working together, and so on. So we need more research and examples of how AI can be applied in teaching and learning, underpinned by sound pedagogical principles. And challenge number three is rapid development of AI. I once heard someone saying that, if in AI, the articles published 2 weeks ago might be outdated. Because it's advancing so fast, it is very hard to catch up, and the feeling of being lagging behind, no matter how hard we try, can be frustrating. So to overcome this challenge, I think I go back to the second point here, that is to anchor the design of applications on pedagogical principles. We can anchor our learning design based on sound pedagogical principles. We're not compelled to chase after the latest technologies.
That's very important, because otherwise we're always running to get something that is not achievable. So we really need to have a look on that. And I really appreciated something very important that you're bringing to our interviews, that we need to go further on understanding the learning process and the pedagogical issues involved with this new technology. So it was very nice talking to you, Dr. Tan. And now we are coming to the end of the first part of our program. So thank you so much for your contribution. And now o programa IAgora Entrevista vai fazer um breve intervalo e nós já voltamos.